Hello, I'm Louis from England, and I'm a native British English speaker. I've been helping people to improve their English since 2014, and I now specialize in helping people get jobs in English-speaking countries. This video are some of my top tips for interview preparation. So let's get into it. Do some research about the company you are applying to. This shows the interviewer that you are taking an interest in the company and you have made an effort to find out more. Look up more information about what the company does. Who is the CEO or MD? How big is the company? What countries does it operate in? All of this information should be on the company's website. This information will also help you to write answers to interview questions. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Look at your CV or resume again, along with the job description. During the interview, you'll need to be able to describe to the interviewer what kind of experience you have and how your skills match the job you are applying to. During the interview, you may be asked a question like, tell me about your experience. You should be able to talk your way through your CV, pulling out different points relating to the job you're applying for. You can even say to the interviewer, let me talk you through my CV. Research interview questions and prepare answers. You can find a whole host of interview questions on the internet. Just search for common job interview questions. You can also find interview questions relating to different fields. If you work in marketing, type in job interview questions marketing. If you work in finance, job interview questions finance. Just search for whatever field you're in. You will find plenty of interview questions. Once you have some interview questions, start preparing answers. Once again, look through your CV, pull out examples of your experience that match the job you're applying to. Interviewers love to hear practical examples of where you put your skills into practice. Once you've prepared answers to your interview questions, practice them out loud. Practicing with a friend or family member is great. However, they may not be able to correct your English or help you improve your answers. Therefore, it's best to speak to a native speaker. Of course, you can also practice with your language tutor. They can help correct your English and help you improve your answers. Once you're happy with the answers you've prepared, you can then go on to practice with a friend or family member to help improve your confidence and your fluidity. Think of some questions to ask your interviewer. After all, you want to know what kind of company you're going to be working for. You can ask them questions related to the job, the company culture, the team you'll be working in. Perhaps you'd also like to know about the company benefits. Will you be part of a company pension scheme, private health insurance, or perhaps free or discounted gym membership? Remember, an interview is a two-way street. It's not just for them to find out about you, it's also for you to find out about them. Nowadays, online interviews have become much more commonplace, and I'm sure this trend will continue and more companies will be holding online interviews in the future. So my next tips are based on online interviews. Get familiar with web conferencing software. Many times I've had new students come to me and we've spent the first 10 or 15 minutes of the lesson with me helping them to get online because they've never practiced using the software before. don't let this happen to you in an interview. If your invite to interview does not tell you which software you'll be using, contact the company's HR department and find out. Download the software well in advance of the interview and practice using it with friends or family members. During an interview, you want to be looking at the interviewer. That means you need to be looking at the camera. If I have the interviewer up here on my screen, although I am looking at them, to the interviewer it looks like I'm staring off into space. I'll move the window with my interviewer here, right by the camera. That way when I look at the interviewer, I'm also looking at the camera and they can see I am looking at them. Practice this with your friends. Ask your friend, does it look like I'm looking at you? Use a headset for online interviews. By using a headset in an interview, you will have earphones which will cut out the sound around you and you will be able to focus on what the interviewer is saying. Also, by having a microphone, the interviewer will hear your voice instead of the sound around you. Overall, you will have a much better interview experience by using one. My last tip today, and probably the most important one, whether your interview is online or in person, you must practice. And as I say, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more confident and fluid your answers will become. The more natural you will also become. You can practice with a friend or family member, or of course a native speaker or your tutor. You can also practice on your own. But remember, you need to speak out loud. When I'm preparing for an interview, or if I have to give a presentation, I also practice on my own. I will simply put an object in front of me, a teddy bear or a plant. It gives you an object to focus on, just like in the future you'll be focusing on the audience. And remember, deliver your answers out loud. The more you repeat them, the more natural the sounding they will become. Also, if you've made some notes, look at the question, then put your notes down. Remember, you don't want to be reading from your notes during an interview. Keep practicing until you can deliver your answers without looking at your notes. And then what? Practice again. Keep practicing until the answers sound natural. Remember also, the interviewer may not ask exactly the same question as you have been practicing. So you need to be able to answer these questions more naturally in case the question is different from what you've been practicing. Those are some of my top tips for interview preparation. I hope you find them useful. Of course, if you'd like to book a lesson with me or another native speaker, I will put a link in the description below where you can book. That's all from me today. Good luck and happy job hunting.